You stirred something inside her. Now she can't stop replaying each moment as if she were watching a movie where you are the protagonist. The certainties she had crumbled, leaving questions that torment her and pull her towards something she cannot explain. You made her see something new in you, something that was once invisible. This disorients her, but at the same time makes her feel something she has never felt before, an almost unbearable desire to understand more, to go beyond, to not let this pass. She doesn't know where this will lead, but she knows she can no longer ignore it. What you did hit her in a way no one ever has. She is confused, and that confusion has your name. Every gesture, every word of yours echoes in her mind like a puzzle she cannot solve. She tries to ignore it, but it's impossible. You broke the barrier she had built, and now everything seems out of control. She feels fear of losing herself in this avalanche of feelings she didn't even know existed. Fear that this might not be real, that you don't feel the same way. But she also feels something stronger, the urge to dive in head first, to discover where this connection might take them. She thinks about the moments you were near, the way you looked at her, how your words carried more than just their simple meaning. Did you know what you were doing? Was it intentional or just natural? Because to her everything seemed deliberate, as if you had the power to dismantle and rebuild her at the same time, and this leaves her torn. On one side, reason screams that she should retreat, protect herself, avoid what might hurt her. On the other, her heart begs her to continue, to take the risk, to surrender. You are the reason for this conflict, but you are also the only solution she sees. She wants answers. She wants to know if you noticed the impact you caused, if you understand what's happening inside her. Because no matter how she tries to hide it, everything about you attracts her. It's not just the way you talk, the way you act, but what you represent. Something unique, intense, impossible to ignore. And she doesn't want to ignore it anymore. She wants to confront it. She wants to confront you. Not as a fight, but as a quest for something she feels only you can offer. You have awakened a courage in her that she didn't know she had, a desire that can no longer be silenced. But she needs you. She needs you to show that she's not alone in this, that you feel the same, that you won't let her sink alone in this sea of emotions, because no matter how strong she tries to be, there is a limit to how much she can handle alone. She is waiting. She doesn't know for how long, but she is. Every moment that passes without an answer, without a sign that you understand, consumes her. Because even if she doesn't want to admit it, she is already committed to you, to what you could be, to what you could build together. Do you feel this too? Because if you do, she needs you to show it. She needs you to take the next step. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be planned. It just needs to be real, as she knows you can be. Now it's up to you. If there is something she needs to know, say it. If there is something you feel, show it. Because no matter how hard she tries, she can't do this alone. She has gone as far as she could without you. The rest depends on you. You are the point where everything begins and ends for her now. It doesn't matter how much she tries to focus on other things. Your presence dominates her thoughts, as if you have left an indelible mark. She wonders, was it intentional? Did you know what you were doing when you entered her life and messed everything up? Or is this as new to you as it is to her? She remembers how every conversation had something special, something that made it seem like time stopped, as if it was just the two of you. It wasn't just what you said, but how you said it, the way you seemed to read beyond the words, beyond the defenses. It was at that moment she began to realize you saw her in a way that no one else could, and that is exactly what scares her the most. Because with you she feels vulnerable. She, who always controlled everything, who always kept her walls up, now finds herself completely exposed. And at the same time, this vulnerability draws her in an inexplicable way. Because with you, being vulnerable doesn't seem like weakness. It feels like freedom. But there are doubts, and these doubts come from you. She needs to know what you feel, what you think. Every gesture of yours seems to carry a weight and intention. But what if it's all in her head? What if she is reading signs you never sent? It is this fear that keeps her on the defensive, but she doesn't want that anymore. She wants clarity, she wants truth, she wants you, but she needs to know if you want her too. She doesn't want to play. She doesn't want to create a game of words or actions that confuse more than clarify. She wants transparency, something that cuts the doubts at their root. Because she knows what she feels, knows what she wants, but she won't carry this alone. She can't. Do you have any idea how much she thought before reaching this point? How much she fought with herself not to feel what she feels? And even so, here she is, completely surrendered to something she doesn't fully understand. All because of you, because of the way you make her feel, because of the way it seems like there's an inexplicable, undeniable connection. She doesn't know what the future holds, but she knows she doesn't want to go back to what it was before you. You brought something to the surface that she didn't know was missing. A strength, a passion, a desire for something more, something real, something that only you seem capable of offering. But she needs you to reach out to her. She needs you to come out of your silence and show that you're willing to walk alongside her. Because even though she is brave, no one can fight alone. Not for something like this. Not for something so big, so intense, so full of possibilities. She is waiting. Not because she is weak, not because she depends on you, but because she believes you are worth the wait. Because she believes that what she feels cannot be in vain. Because no matter how scared she is, the fear of losing this chance is much greater. Will you respond to this? Will you take a step towards her? Or will you let her carry this alone, because deep down she already knows the answer? She knows you feel something. She knows that in some way you're in this just as much as she is. What's missing is for you to say it. Show it. Confirm it. Don't delay. Don't hesitate. Because even the strongest, what seems the most unbreakable, needs reciprocity to survive. She did what she could. Now it's up to you. She thinks of you now at this very moment, while trying to stay calm, while pretending to herself that she doesn't care that much. Your image comes to her mind like an undeniable truth. And every time she tries to move on without answers, without a clear sign from you, something inside her breaks a little more. She doesn't want to pressure you. She doesn't want to put you in an uncomfortable position. But there is something you need to understand. Silence is unbearable. She is already vulnerable, already open in a way she has never been with anyone else. What more can she do besides wait, and until when? These questions eat away at her, and the most frustrating part is that she knows you noticed. She knows it's impossible to be so intense, so full of signals and still not realize what's happening. You feel something, she is sure of it, but what is it? And why don't you say it? Is it fear? Are you trapped in the same doubts that trap her? Or is it that for you it's all smaller, simpler than it is for her? She refuses to believe it's simple, because nothing between you seems simple. From the beginning, everything had a depth that pulled her into something she can't name. And that's what keeps her here, waiting, even when everything inside her screams for her to give up. Because deep down, she believes it's worth it, that you're worth it. She's not asking for promises, she's not asking for perfection. All she wants is clarity. A gesture, a word that shows you're as involved as she is. Because as much as she tries, she can no longer pretend this is one-sided. She can't accept the idea that she felt all this alone, not after everything you've already shown, even if indirectly. And she asks herself, what stops you? What makes you hesitate? Are you as lost as she is? Because if that's the case, she wants you to know. She understands. She's lost too. But at the same time, she knows that being lost with you is better than any security she could find alone. She wants you to know that this is not easy for her, that opening her heart this way, exposing herself like this, goes against everything she learned about how to protect herself. But she did this for you, because something in you made her believe it's worth the risk, that for the first time, she can be completely herself without fear of judgment. But this weight is destroying something inside her. Every day without an answer, every moment you remain silent is a battle against the urge to give up. Because no matter how strong she is, even the strongest have limits. She doesn't want to reach that point, but control is slipping from her hands. And she needs you to see that. She needs you to realize how much this means, how much she has already done, how much she needs you to do something now. Do you feel this too? Do you know the impact it has on her? Because if you do, don't leave her in this uncertainty. Don't let her continue trying to carry something that should be shared. This is not a game. It's not something that can be postponed indefinitely. It is something real, something that demands action, demands reciprocity. She doesn't expect you to have all the answers. She doesn't expect you to know exactly what to do or say, but she expects you to do something. Anything that shows you are here, that you are willing to face this together with her, because as much as she tries, she can't continue like this for much longer. What you have is rare. This, she knows. But even the rare needs care, needs effort. Don't let this slip because you hesitated. Don't let it be lost because you were afraid. Because deep down, she knows you feel something. She sees it in your eyes, hears it in your words, senses it in your gestures. All she needs is for you to admit it, for you to say it, for you to show it. Because, in the end, all she wants is you. Not the idealized version, not what she imagined, but the real. With your fears, your doubts, your imperfections. She wants to face this with you, not against you. But for that, you need to be by her side. You need to make it clear that you are willing to try. She is giving you something she has never given anyone, a piece of herself, raw, true, without reservations. Do not throw this away. Do not let this be lost. Because if you do, she will not be the only one to lose. You will also lose something that you may never find again. Now is the time to act. Not tomorrow, not after you think more. Now. Because as much as she wants to wait, time does not wait for anyone. And every moment that passes is a moment you could be living something that may never happen again. She is ready. She just needs to know if you are too. She feels the weight of every second that passes without an answer from you, as if time has stopped only for her, while everything around continues in motion. The weight is not just silence, it is a void that extends, covering everything, invading every thought, every feeling, every plan she tries to build. And at the center of all this is you. You need to understand that for her, this is not about wanting something fleeting, something easy to forget. This is about you, and everything you mean to her, even if you have not said anything yet. Every gesture of yours, every look, every word you chose or did not choose to say, has built something inside her that cannot be ignored, much less erased. She is not looking for perfect answers. She does not want you to have everything resolved, because she knows no one does. What she wants is honesty. She wants to hear your voice saying something that confirms she is not imagining all this. Because even if she is right, even if you feel everything she feels, silence creates doubts. Doubts that grow, that become unbearable noises, that make her question even what seemed obvious. And this is starting to hurt her, not because you did something on purpose, but because what you have is too big to be ignored or treated with indifference. You know that. She knows that. So why the hesitation? Why the silence? She sees you as someone who can turn the ordinary into extraordinary. That's how you make her feel. As if by your side everything has more color, more life, more meaning. Not because you are perfect, but because with you she doesn't need to pretend to be something she's not. With you, she can simply be. But to keep being, she needs you. Truly, wholly, present. If you feel the same and she believes you do, there is no reason to wait any longer. There is no reason to measure words or actions. What matters is that you say it, that you show it, that you free her from this uncertainty that holds her between the courage to move forward and the fear of being alone in this feeling. Do you know what torments her the most? It's not the possibility of you feeling nothing. She would have already accepted that, no matter how much it hurt. What torments her the most is the idea that you feel it, but you're not willing to take the risk, that you choose silence out of fear, doubt, or because you think you still have time to decide. But the truth is that time never waits, and every moment you hesitate is a moment she wonders if she's fighting alone. She doesn't want to force you. She doesn't want to put you in a place where you feel pressured or cornered, but she needs something real, something that shows that you are as present in this as she is. Because in the end, she doesn't want anything that isn't mutual, genuine, authentic, and she believes that you can give that to her, that you can build something together that goes far beyond what either of you imagined. But you need to choose, and you need to choose now. Because as much as she wants to fight for this, no one can fight alone for two people. No one can carry a connection that should be shared. No matter how much she wants you, there's a limit to how long a person can wait without reciprocity. And that's what she's asking from you. Reciprocity. Not empty promises, not grand declarations. Just something that shows you are here, that you see what she sees, that you feel what she feels. Because with that, she can face anything. But without that, the emptiness grows, and with it, the fear that this is all just a dream she is dreaming alone. So ask yourself, what do you really want? Because for her, the answer is already clear. She wants you. Not a perfect version of you, not what could be, but who you are now. With all your flaws, your insecurities, your fears. Because for her, that's already enough. More than enough. It's everything. Now, it's up to you to decide if you feel the same. If you are willing to take the step that she can't take alone. If you are willing to leave behind the fear, the doubt, and dive into this with her. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be without mistakes. It just needs to be real. And she is ready for that. She's waiting. But she can't wait forever. Everything is in your hands now. Don't let silence speak for you. Share what you felt. Subscribe for more messages like this and leave your like to support. The connection starts here.